Hey guys, it's Robbie from Sax Tips and Tricks, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about alternate fingerings. Most people who are just in high school bands or middle school bands, wherever you are and playing, they usually don't think that those alternate keys are really important, and half of them don't even know what they are. But really, when you figure out how to use these alternate fingerings on your saxophone, it opens up a whole new doorway of playing. So, some just different things. You want to learn these so that you can become a better player, and whenever you have to get into that harder, fast music, you'll thank me for telling you to play with alternate fingerings because they're actually a lot easier. So, a lot of common troubles that we have is when you're playing through a fast part of your music, you're playing along, it's going great, and then you have these B to C things. I don't know, maybe it's 16th notes that they want you to go back from B to C really, really fast. And that's hard because you have to switch your fingers. And it can sound bad because there's that awkward moment when you're not all the way down for a C, but you're coming up from a B. So you can maybe get kind of a C sharp in there. And so it's just really bad because they're two completely different keys. So instead of going, that doesn't sound too good, you can have your B pressed here, and there's these three side keys. This middle one is the alternate C key. So what you can do is hold down B and just start whacking this side key over here, the middle one. And that'll do the same thing for you. And so, yeah, that's really nice because that gives you that perfect switch from a B to C without any extra space in between the notes. And it'll get you faster because, I mean, let's face it, that's just a really cool way to play it. And it's less work to switch between B's and C's. And then sometimes we have these stupid things where people like to give us F to F sharps, or they'll give you an E sharp. Ugh, that's just F natural if you didn't know. But so they'll give you this F and then F sharp or something like that, and that's just basically the same thing. It's the same two fingers, and it can sound bad. And so instead of going da 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 da, instead of doing that, you can just press this F, and this guy right here is chromatic F sharp. So if you're playing the chromatic scale or anything, this is the guy you want to do. And so it'll sound like this. And so that's a lot easier. It's a little bit awkward when you first start using these fingerings, but it'll help you if maybe you just start on every single one you see of like an F sharp, you use that so you can get it ingrained in your head. Hey, this is an F sharp, or hey, this is a C. And so you can get used to using those so that when a fast part comes, then your body is already accustomed to using these alternate fingerings, and you can play through them a lot easier. Let's see, what are some other ones? You have the B flats. There's actually 3 B flats that you can use. The common one that they teach you is you have your A fingering, and then the bottom side key over here. And so that's basically A, and then it opens the thing, so it's A sharp, which is the same thing as B flat. And that's a good one. It sounds really good. It sounds like this. But sometimes when you're just going up in a scale, like when they have an accidental B flat and a C scale, then it might be too hard for you to go up from the B flat to C, something like that. Or if you're playing the F scale really fast, then it'd be really hard for you to go from da 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 da. So instead of doing that, you have this little key here. This is called the bis key. So you can press this guy down and just kind of bring him down with you, and that's a B flat. So if you're playing the F natural scale, you can go. And so that's just a cool way that you can kind of be lazy and play that one. Or you have what's called split F or B flat, and it's where you play the B key and you play this F key right here. Because if you look on your saxophone right here, it's moving. You press the F key and it brings down this bis key also. So it does the same exact thing as this, but it's just a different way of doing it. It's easier for flute players because if you've ever played a flute, they play the B here and then this guy and then like a little pinky. They always got the weird pinky things going on. But so that's kind of what a flute player would use because that's what they're accustomed to. So if you're going from flute to sax for jazz band, then that's what you do. So it sounds like this. So your three different alternate keys for B flat will sound like. Sorry about that, but they just have a little bit of different timbres to them, but for the most part they all have the same consistency on tuning and whatnot, so they're all good. And the last ones I want to talk about are the palm keys and the split keys for the high notes. So you have, those are your high notes. You have D, this first one right here, this will be your D natural. When you have 2, that's E flat. 3 with this this guy right here is F, and these 2 that you had E flat for plus this guy is E. But the 2 that have alternate fingerings are E and F. So instead of playing 2 over here and 1 over here for E, you can press this teardrop key and then these 2 keys right here. So it's like playing a G but just moving this finger up. And so it's easy for if you're going and doing arpeggios. So if you're going like this, C, E, G, and then C, and then up to E, and then C. So it's just stuff like that is just really easy to switch between. So that sounds like, but they can tend to be a little bit harder to get out. And then you have the split F, which is the same thing as the split E, but just lift it up a finger. So that's the same as if you were to play all 3 side keys, and this top one right here can be played by 2 keys. So that's also a really viable option for those high notes and stuff like that, but don't neglect the high notes. You might not play them often in music, but they're really good to know because when they do come around, they can be a little bit tricky. So just learn all your alternate keys. They'll help you a lot. But those are alternate notes. Learn them.